Hello, hello, hello. This is your boy Jack here to do another reaction video. I got a request to do Dave's Question by Brian Harkin over 2 years ago. Yes, I know it's a little bit late. I'm sorry, Brian Harkins. Things happened. I stopped making reaction videos for a bit, but now I'm back and now I am here to fulfill your request. Hopefully, you'll get a chance to see this. Let's see. It is Dave Question. I have no idea what's about. I'm looking forward to it. And here it goes. It's going to take a while to load. Sorry, I had to restart the whole YouTube thingy. And yes, I did say thingy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Dave Question. Dave. Oh, it's called Dave. The artist is Dave, and it's question time. My apologies.
Question for the new Prime Minister. How do you have a heart so sinister? How are we so wasteful when people are dying in Somalia, Afghanistan, Egypt, Libya? The irony is we have no business in Syria, but kids are getting killed for all the business in Syria. And then they try and tell you that it's ISIS. In their attempts at killing it, how many civilians died? So what's the difference between us and them? When you got drones killing kids just touching 10, then when a bomb goes off, every politician's lost like that last strike. It didn't kill 100 men. You ain't the same as them, but all that fuel for the fire is what you gave to them and what you take from them. All my life I know my mum's been working, in and out of nursing, struggling, hurting. I just find it fucked that the government is struggling to care for a person that cares for a person. So where's the discussion on wages and budgets, how they made them redundant? When I was a young'un, the letters in her car said my mum was overdraft, but somehow I still had dinner money in my pocket. And even the little things like ordering pizza were probably the reason for overtime in the evening. 5 till 10, 6 hours of sleeping. For 22 years my mum was doing it cleaning, dreaming that her kids would have a better life, going bed at night, struggling with getting by. That's the reality for millions of people in a nation where a lot of us were looking for a second try. A question for the new Prime Minister, and please tell me if I'm being narrow-minded, but how do we spend so much money on defense and weapons to wage war when the NHS is dying, bursting at the seams? And what about the people that voted for us to leave for the money that it would see? 350 million we give to the EU every week that our health service needs. But now them politicians got what they wanted. Can you see an empty promise or a poster on the street? Nurses in tears because they're working every hour of the week and they still don't have the money that they need. You brought the heart of the nation to its knees. Underpaid, understaffed, overworked and overseen by people who can't ever understand how it feels to live life like you and me. Patients lying in the corridors because doctors can't even find a bed for them to sleep. I remember A&E and all them sickening screams of a little girl waiting for a surgeon to be seen. Privatized healthcare, guns for police, increased uni fees. Is this what they're selling us? Or let me remind you, just in case you've forgotten, that we live in Great Britain, not in Donald Trump's America. And speaking of America, stating the president, with all due respect, I've got something to say to them. I just find it funny you can't give a hand to Palestine, but you can trade whole arms with Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Well.
Look. I got a question for the new Prime Minister. At Grenfell Tower, your response was ridiculous. You hid like a coward behind your 5 million, dodged responsibility and acted like you're innocent. And I can see you're terrified. You're not good at telling lies. I'm getting why you stay away from everything that's televised. You look like a robot and you don't speak with any life. It feels to me like any guy in press could have said them lines. Imagine going to the council for the safety of your block and you got kids but they're ignoring you at every time. Everyone who knew about that cladding should really be going to prison under rule of joint enterprise. But if it ain't a little kid with a knife, I bet that judge is going easy when he's giving him time. They don't deserve to be free. Any builder MP that knew about the conditions but did it to save cheese. When I listened to the things that the residents had seen, I was so shocked I couldn't even speak. families, they know that I died in their sleep. How you choke on the smoke when you're struggling to breathe. The glow from the fire, the panic when you hear all the sirens, the crackling, the popping and the muffled out screams. The fear in the eyes of a man that was trapped who jumped 15 floors from the tower to the street. I could only hear a fraction of the pain and the grief. Closing my eyes, trying hard not to cry at the joy and relief in the face of a man when a woman from the flat said his neighbor was alive. No help from the council when keeping any list or the people that survived, his neighbors and peers. And for that whole meeting I could see that he was trying, so his smile was an island in a sea full of tears. Look, I got a message for our old Prime Minister, David Cameron. I mean, you fucked us, resigned and sneaked out the firing line. I want to know how you managed it. And are you bathing in the sun while them papers have a run at the woman that you left here to handle it? You're gonna teach your little lad to be the man that's got a plan, and then the moment that it fails to abandon it? Are there bullies in his school? And when you pick him up after class, can you feel his embarrassment? I mean, you never gave a fuck about the youth, and that's the truth. There's no sympathy for you or your cabinet. I really wish I could have seen how you were scrambling when you lost the referendum that you had to win. I feel like politicians are all addicts in a big fat game, but it's lives that you gamble with. I got a question for the leader of the Labour Party, Jeremy Corbyn. Where do you want to take the country to? Honestly, I want to put my trust in you, but you can understand why if I got trust issues. Do you really have the faith of your party? Do you really have faith in the party that will come with you? And how do you plan on keeping all the promises? Man, if I'm being honest, sir, I'm struggling to get with it. I just ain't getting it. Everybody's great until you get them into office, and then guys start forgetting things.
That's
Prove
true.
you're different.
But
don't promise me anything. Go and get justice for Sean Charles and Edison. And if you haven't had...
That's true. Politicians get into office. I mean, they promise a lot of things. They get into office. They start forgetting things. But at the same time, it's not as easy as that. There are too many competing influences, too many competing promises happening. So you have to compromise. So yes, you have to do... Basically, you have to do your research before you vote someone in and hope that they actually are able to... carry out a fraction of what they promised during their campaign, because like I said, just one person doesn't run an entire government. So I see where he's coming from, but at the same time you have to be a little bit realistic about how politics work, unless of course it's a monarch. Then that's a whole different thing entirely. One person controls everything, he says what he needs and everyone toes the line. But since it's a what's it called? Democratic, a monarch democrat. Is it monarch democrat? Democratic monarch or monarchy? Oh Lord, I forgot the terminology for the UK style of government. Is it parliamentary monarchy? Democratic monarchy? Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Never mind. They do have a monarchy, but it's also a democratic process. Jeez, I feel so stupid right now. Anyway, I'll continue the video. Sorry for the interruption. I'll just go back a little bit.
Sending guys start forgetting things. Prove to us you're different. Don't promise me anything. Go and get justice for Sean Charles and Edison. And if you haven't had the thought to vote yet or protest because you don't really see the progress, I hope you know that what they're saying is affecting us. The small steps are way better than no steps.
That's true. I agree. Wonder how he would react. I mean, back then, if he realized that Theresa May is going to step down and Boris Johnson is going to take over, I think he would probably be livid. Unfortunately, Jeremy Corbyn doesn't seem to have the confidence of the people, so I don't know if he's ever going to be able to be Prime Minister. Oh well, that was question time by Dave. I know I kept saying Dave question. It's a weird thing. It's called Dave, and sorry, the artist is called Dave. The music is called Question Time, and it is a social commentary on how the state of the world and how politics. Oh my God, I forgot to turn that off. Oops. Sorry. And how politicians tend to fail to deliver their promises, which we all know happens all the time, unfortunately. Then again, like I did say earlier, it's a bit hard to carry out your promises, your campaign promises, when you have too many competing issues or too many competing influences, too many competing. You know what I'm trying to say. There are too many people in there with their own agendas, and they tend to cancel each other out. You know, it was like you have to compromise, and sometimes it's really, really hard to compromise. Or if you don't learn how to compromise, you end up not having anything done. And he did mention something about the NHS, about how the EU receives over 350 mil or something like that, and he's hoping that it would be put back into the UK system. I'm not quite sure if that's possible. I think most of those, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems as though Boris Johnson and the Brexiters were just, spreading out, telling them whatever they needed to hear in order to win the vote. I'm not quite sure that money is actually going to go into the NHS. It's probably going to be siphoned and put somewhere else. That's how it is. Those who help society as in large tend to get shafted. Anyway, that's it for me in politics. I'm not talking about it anymore. That's it. I love the video. He delivers his messages. It's interesting. I agree with some of the things he said, and some I'm like, okay, yes, it sounds nice, but that's not going to be feasible. Only in an ideal world. But yes, that was a brilliant song. That was well delivered. I love the video quality. It's in your face. It's like, yes, this is what's happening. Yes, this is what I went through. Why aren't you guys making any change? Why are you all politicians the same? You claim to be different, but you get into the power and you turn into, yes, that was brilliant. I love it. He did tie in personal, I'm not quite sure if it's his personal experiences, or maybe it did say it was inspired by or based on a couple of people at the end, credit. So who knows? Maybe he got the idea from them and worked with it. So it is great. I liked it. I think I would. Here is another artist that I would really love to follow. I love his conscious hip hop. Not even hip hop. His music. It's really, really inspiring. I actually want to do better. I wish I could rap. I cannot. That would be awesome. All right. This is your boy, Jack. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification button over here. Check out Dave. Go to his YouTube video. Just type in Question Time. And check it out. And let me know what you think, what you feel, and if I've made a fool of myself talking about politics. Yes, I know it happens. I'm all over the place, as you can tell. Scatterbrain. If I said something really stupid, please don't hesitate to correct me down there. I am willing to learn. And since I'm actually here in the States, I might be behind the times in terms of what's going on. So please don't hesitate to leave a message. Comment. All right, this is your boy Jack. You take care, and we will see each other on the flip side. Actually, next video. Ciao.